Hello learners, how Article 32 is important to uphold or to say that fundamental rights for everyone in the same way to uphold the democratic principles. One of the tool which was being introduced to the land in the year 2005 is Right to Information Act. After number of amendments done, after number of denial happened from the government side, now there is an important question being asked if RTI is under threat. So we'll analyze this particular threat in the editorial given, as per the editorial given. And apart from this information which was being mentioned in the editorial, we'll see what else can be done effectively in order to, to uphold the main reason why RTI was being found. For the first, we'll see what is the basic information. As I said that this was being introduced to the land in the year 2005 and it is considered a landmark legislation because after elections, one right to vote is upholding that, we do have a freedom to uphold the democratic principles. In the same way, to accountable or to make the government stand accountable and to give force to the government that they have to stand so transparent, we do have RTI, then that is why it is considered as a landmark legislation. And what is the main purpose or what is the main aim of this is to promote the transparency and accountability in functioning of the public authorities. So this is why it is considered it's a very important thing, and when this particular thing comes under threat, it should be highly debated. That is why this particular editorial was there. And what are the key objectives is to empower the citizens of the country because they also can seek information so that they can make the government stand accountable. But because of recent actions which were being done, we'll also see the case studies in which government tried to deny the information to the citizens. And right to information is a very fundamental right if one has to know. So that is why the key concerns are being raised, questioning the objectivity of why this particular article was in the first place brought. Now, what are the indicators of government discouragement? What exactly has happened? Now, when was the amendment introduced in the year 2019? It was asking the amendment, the amendment which was brought, it was showcasing that the whatever autonomy was given for the Central Information Commissions and State Information Commission, they wanted to reduce the autonomy. These two bodies are the one who functions in regarding to the informations. So this particular amendment started questioning the subjectivity of this particular. So what is exactly the impact of this particular move is, it is undermining the independence of information commissioners and creating the scope of executive interference. So that is why the scholars has been saying that RTI can also become like the toothless act in the country. And what are the delayed appointments issue? Now, whatever the vacancies, already the autonomy is getting reduced, and also certain cases where the delay or the denial of the information is started, if we see the root cause, the very vacancies of these commissioners are so less. Like for example, in 2024, several states and CIC reported that this kind of denial or these kind of pending cases are mainly because there are lack of commissioners. So because of the vacuum created in this, the denial or the pending cases, it is happening. Next, non-compliance with orders is another concern. The government departments are often getting failed to comply with the information commissioner's orders to disclose the information because the above head is someone else and that is not transparent, and that is why the information is not getting delivered in the proper way. And what is the impact because of this? There will obviously lack of public trust, and whoever the citizens are there, they'll have in a mindset that even if we ask or even if we question for the information, we are not going to get. So there will be reduction of the public trust. And other major concern is the proactive disclosure will get diluted. In the first place, Section 4 of RTI Act is mandating one to have the proactive disclosure of information. But that is getting diluted because whatever the websites or the government websites were being created for the very purpose to, give the information, those websites in the first place are not working well. So, and they're not even updating the websites. So that is why there is dilution of proactive disclosure. First of all, the RTI, it's not like we go to a government office and ask an information. We just try to file this information in the whatever the website has been created for the very purpose. Maybe because of the technical glitch, or maybe sufficient funds are not given to uphold this particular institution, whatever the disruptions are happening for the very cause for the act has been brought, that is also a major concern. Now, and also the rejections, it's not just getting delayed or it is not just getting diluted, but straight away the information is getting rejected at the very reason that it can be threat to the national security and integrity and privacy. These tools like UIPA, how it has been used for the personal benefits, in the same way for the exemptions of national security and privacy, the information is getting rejected. Like the famous case of PM CARES Fund, the electoral bonds, and also during COVID-19, the information got rejected saying that it is threat to the national integrity and it is a matter of concern about the privacy. And also harassment of RTI activists. The number of cases we have seen that RTI activists had to lose their life for the very reason that they are filing the informations. So the reporters, whoever are there, they are getting harassed, they are going to face violence because of the very questioning. So the use of this particular tool is getting diverted. And what are the stats saying that over 100 of RTI activists have been attacked or in the worst case scenario been killed since 2005. That is when the law was being introduced. Now, as I said, these are the three recent case studies where the information got denied. The scholars or the activists or the people who are really worried about the state of the functioning, they are questioning mainly because of these three things. One is PM CARE funds. There's no proper information on the websites, even on the government sites, how this particular funds are being utilized, and there's no declaration of this particular matter. And we know that it was a very big case during the electoral bonds issue. And COVID-19 data, RTI queries on the vaccination contracts. There's a major concern, and the testing data and what are the expenditures actually being done. You guys are promoting, you guys are putting a lot of money and effort into the advertisements. But what about the contracts? Is it really done in a proper democratic way or fair, free and fair? That kind of questions are being raised, and the government has directly rejected this kind of information. So these three case studies suggest us that RTI is under threat. Now we will see what can be done, what are the solutions to uphold the very meaning of this. So what are the reasons for the discouragement of utilizing this particular act? First of all, you are controlling the narrative of the public. Whatever the public perception is there, you are controlling by not giving the information adequately. And secondly, you are avoiding the accountability. Limited transparency. They are saying that we are transparent, but at what level? It's so limited that it is minimizing the scrutiny of the government decisions and the bureaucratic hesitation. Obviously, a civil servant will not go free and fair like, I have the authority, I will do. He'll definitely be fearful of the above people. So the fear of exposing the inefficiency shows, this particular inefficiency is showing how it is there in the government departments, the hesitation of the bureaucrats. Now what is exactly happening? Before we getting into the solution, what is the impact happening because of such kind of discouragements and because of such kind of threatening things? First of all, accountability comes down. It weakens this, and we can't ask or we can't know what exactly and why exactly the money has to be put in particular project. And there is reduced public participation. Obviously, the public trust will come down in the first place, and everybody gets into mindset that even if I pose a question to the government, I'm not going to get particular answer. And this is a very important and a major concern, and undermining the rule of law. The failure to uphold citizens' rights as per RTI provisions is undermining the very nature of the law. The law was being brought in orderly that every citizen should be informed for or what the government is doing. So the very question of the law or the nature of the law is being under threat. So what are the suggestions? How this can be go back? How this can or how can the nature of the law be protected? First of all, we need to strengthen the information commissions. We have to fill the vacancies, whatever are there. The vacuum has to be filled, and there should be given certain kind of autonomy to disclose the information, and we have to ensure the timely appointments for sure. And the secondly, we have to have a proactive disclosure. We have to have the regular updates and audits of the government websites, so that the websites will not fail for the denial of the information. And most important is the protection of the activist. There should be legally strong. The safeguardings of the RTI activists should be so strong. If one activist get affected by questioning, definitely there should be the debates and the questioning to the government what happened to that particular person. So we need to safeguard the people who are trying to uphold the nature of the law. Next, we need to do awareness campaigns. We need to let know every citizen that they do have a right to information, right to ask the government about their transparency and accountability. And the judicial oversight, it should not surpass the judicial eyes. Whatever is happening regard to this, there should be a dedicated thing where the judicial can oversee this particular thing, so that the proactive role of the very RTI Act can be upholded. So ultimately, what we can conclude is, it's a very key and important tool. Likewise, it has been compared as the constitutional remedy. So to uphold this, firstly, we need to ensure the safety of the RTI activist. Secondly, we have to fill the vacancies which are being created in this particular commissions. And thirdly, we should remember that the very nature of this law is to uphold the principles of democracy. In that way, we can proudly say that India is one of the largest democracies of the world. Thank you.